And we're back. This is Chris Spiker, Antelope Valley Florist, welcoming you to Minding Your Business on News Talk 1380, the Antelope Valley and North LA County source for your news now. Hey, co-host A.A. Ron Goldstein, Goldstein Digital.
You're going to go with that
Hey,
all week,
Ron,
aren't you?
yeah. Hey, who's our next guest? A.A.
Our
Ron.
next guest is Chuck Linn, president of Gavar.
Chuck Linn, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Do you want him to talk into the mic? Okay.
There you go.
He'll make a much more effective guest, though.
How's that?
Chuck, we've known each other a long time,
Long time.
and my wife really likes you, so that speaks really well of you right there.
Hey, our family loves your wife.
So you're a realtor,
Yes, I am.
and you've been doing that for a while.
11 years.
11 years. You having fun?
Absolutely.
Making money?
Yes.
In this market?
Yes.
Is that why they made you president of Gavar?
No, I'm not sure why they did that.
Did you miss a meeting?
I did miss the meeting.
You're probably like the one to lead them on to the next level.
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
Yeah. So what does the president of Gavar do?
We do things like this. Come and speak about Gavar. More or less like I'm the voice of Gavar. If anything is said to the newspaper, to the public, it goes through the president first.
Do all the realtors in the Antelope Valley belong to Gavar?
No. We have 1,400 agents that belong. We have 500 agents that are over the hill. But there are agents out there that don't belong to Gavar. They belong to other.
So you've got roughly 900 agents, local agents, who have joined.
We
said 1,400 total?
we have 1,400, but there's an additional 500 from over the hill.
So there's
LA.
1,400, and there must be, what, about 2,000 realtors here in the valley?
Yes.
And some of those may never sell a property or anything in a year?
Absolutely. Probably less than 10% sell anything in a given year.
So you and I are friends on Facebook, and you're easy to find on Facebook, and I call you Hollywood because you always look so sharp. But you had a rant the other day because you went out somewhere and you had to clean up after some realtors that were less than professional.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a certain way of doing things in any business, but especially in the real estate world.
Right. Well, so I represent the seller of this property that I was at. An agent came to show the property the night before. I have signs up saying don't lock certain doors because there's no keys.
Yeah.
Also have it in our multiple listing thing that everybody looks at, stating the same thing. He comes up, they open up the house, they go in, and they locked it. So he calls me the next morning to say he'd like to get into the house.
Now it's your fault. Now it's your
right.
problem.
It's my fault that they locked the doors that there are no keys to.
Right.
So I get to now call a locksmith to have them come and open up a house that doesn't belong to me. It belongs to another person. But what got me was that the lady that is looking at the house asked if we could break the window to get in.
Wow.
And I just looked at the agent because I'm kind of thinking, that's against the law. That's breaking and entering.
Don't you bring a hammer with you to these
I do.
listings? Or to these open house? Open house.
Yes. I do bring a hammer. It is not to use on people, though.
Oh, okay. Or on windows.
Or on windows.
Okay, so you're just trying to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And
the buyer's agent is looking to get a property for his clients. Not all agents are the same. You know, some just got in the business because their aunt or brother said, "Hey, I've got a house. I want you to sell it for me," and they maybe do one deal a year.
There's a lot of work.
There is a lot of work.
There's a lot of work involved. I've watched, and you know, when you make a sale and it's not complicated or it doesn't drag out, you can make a decent living. I think.
Yes. Well, no, you can make a decent living
Yeah.
being a realtor.
But there's a lot that goes into
there is a lot.
finding a listing, finding a qualified buyer, going through that whole process, the escrow, all the financial,
the lender, the home appraiser, the home warranty guy.
Yeah.
There's lots that goes into.
There are liens on these properties.
There's some liens. Yes, there are.
Sometimes.
There's another item that's happening. You see all the green stuff, the the solar panels, the windows. Now they have a paint that you can paint the outside that won't let the heat in. And people are signing up for these programs. It's a good program for some people.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for everybody. What they're doing though is you go in and you take out the loan. It goes on your property tax.
Yeah, you didn't buy this $20,000 paint job, but it's on the property.
It's on the property. And so that's one of my warnings I would tell people. Pay now, pay later, you will pay. Somebody's going to pay. And those are some of the things we also have to deal with, looking into what's on that title.
So that might just make a property a little harder to sell,
Absolutely.
or it might be a deal breaker.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I heard the word lease, and I thought, ooh, lease.
Lease.
That's open-ended.
Mhm.
That's like it's going to be there for a long time.
And it might have been great for you living there.
Yeah.
Now I come along and I want to live in the house that you're selling. I might not want solar panels, but it's on there. Unless you decide to take it off.
Sounds like one of the steps in home improvement. We had somebody here from a mortgage company a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, before you do anything to your house, why don't you call a professional like a mortgage or real estate and ask them, hey, we're going to put a pool in, and what would be a good size, and how long would it take me to get my money back? Would I ever, or we're doing a home improvement, or we're thinking about solar or something. What do you think about that? To get a second opinion from somebody kind of outside of the business a little bit.
I would.
That's a service that a realtor can provide.
Yes. And I tell my clients that all the time. You have any questions on any of it, give me a call. And whether we're in it the long haul for getting the property or not, I'm still your friend. Give me a call. I'll give you what advice I have.
So, Gavar has an office
Yes, you do.
on M4,
That's correct.
and it's been there for a while. How many people in the office?
There are 5.
What does Gavar do?
They are there. We are one of the largest trade organizations in the Antelope Valley. And with all of those agents, they need help on different things. Their membership, they have different functions. We have an education committee. They put on educational things. So to keep agents abreast of what's new, how they can help people. We also do a lot of community service type things. We've done the Boys and Girls Club, Meals on Wheels. Our main one we have is TLC Bears. The organization purchases stuffed animals. They dress them and they give them to police officers, hospitals, and they hand them out to, so say a police officer goes to a domestic violence situation.
Oh, yeah.
They hand out a bear to help the little kid along. Or they go to the hospital and you'll see them. There's a bunch of them. They have like a little shirt on them that says, Gavar.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
I know you're very involved with Be a Santa to a Senior
That's,
in
we do
November.
We do that, and we also take over to the veterans on Avenue I.
So you're more than a chamber of commerce for real estate agents.
Yes.
You kind of, you would be on the show telling us, hey, I just heard on the internet you can sell your own house for $30. You just buy the software and you can do it yourself. And you would be here telling me why.
Why you maybe not should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's probably a lot more reasonable and correct to have a realtor who knows what they're doing versus someday you have to bring the attorneys in and go through it all again. And then you can't live in the house in the meantime.
Absolutely. And something that I tell people, we do have, 500 agents from over the hill that sell here. I've lived here 50 years.
Right.
I pretty much know all the communities.
Yeah.
I can, you come up here, I can say, out at Roseman, you can do this.
Right.
Lancaster
Yeah, we don't
has
have to
these.
reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something I would tell people, if get an agent that is local. That a lot of people get their aunt or somebody from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They have no idea, like septic is a big killer up here.
So they live in Los Angeles, so call the Antelope Valley and get a realtor up here. Don't get somebody down the street in LA that doesn't know the area.
And if I lived in Hawaii, I would because I tell them that, get an agent in Hawaii. They know Hawaii. I don't know Hawaii.
Right.
I can sell all over the state of California. That's what my license says. but I sell in the Antelope Valley because this is where I live. I know my communities. I want to make my communities better.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Shop local, buy local.
Mhm.
The 500 realtors that live over the hill or
Mhm.
somewhere else, they're the sorts of people that the Antelope Valley Board of Trade wants to talk to when we have the Outlet Conference in
Mhm.
February, because we want to get up and beat the drum and tell people about what a great place we live. We already know that,
Right.
but how do you get the message out to people? Bring them up,
Yeah, that's it.
bring them up, put them in a bus. Contact information, Chuck. How do people find you, and how do they find the Gavar office?
The Gavar office, you can go on the website, just Gavar. If you're looking for me, 661-466-6591. Have that phone with me all the time.
Hollywood Chuck Linn. How'd you get the name Hollywood? You got 30 seconds.
From you.
But you've done some work.
I have done some acting. Yes, I have.
Wow. And you're still active.
Yes, belong to Screen Actors Guild. So
Wow. You
Yeah.
got the card and everything.
I
huh?
do have the card.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
yeah, thank you.
You're a big fish in a little fish bowl.
There we go. Or a little fish in a big fish bowl.
When you go over the hill, you're a little fish in a big bowl. Up here,
Oh, there we
It's a
go.
big deal.
Thank you. You're one of my biggest fans.
I know. We've been talking with Hollywood Chuck Linn, president of Gavar. Hey, thanks for coming on and minding your business, Chuck.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.